Hey everyone, welcome back to Sam's Safe Space, where it is always a safe space to be you. Today, I want to take a moment to talk about something we don't hear enough about: men's mental health. November is often recognized as Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Though some people also honor it in June, honestly, it should be every day, just like women's mental health should be, because healing, emotions, and humanity don't have a timeline or a gender. But this month, I want to shed a little extra light on the men, the ones who are quietly falling apart while still showing up, the ones who laugh through the pain, hold it together for everyone else, and rarely get asked, "Are you really okay?" We live in a world that praises men for being strong, stoic, and unshakable, but doesn't always give them permission to be soft, scared, or sad. And that creates a silence so heavy it starts to sound like strength. The truth is, so many men are hurting behind closed doors. They're exhausted from pretending. They're drowning in unspoken expectations, and they've been told their entire lives that vulnerability makes them weak, when really, it's the most courageous thing a person can do. So this episode is for the men who are tired of being told to man up, for the men who want to feel seen but don't know how to ask, and for everyone who loves them, because part of healing is learning how to meet each other where we are without judgment. My hope is that by the end of this episode, we can see men not just for their strength, but for their humanity. Because every one of us, no matter our gender, deserves the space to say, "I'm not okay right now," and still be loved the same. Segment 1, the numbers we can't ignore. Let's start with the truth that's hardest to hear. Globally, men die by suicide nearly 3.5 times more often than women. In the US, men make up almost 80% of all suicides. 1 in 5 men will experience anxiety or depression in their lifetime, but most will never tell anyone. Not because they don't want to be helped, but because the world taught them that asking for help is weakness. So they carry it quietly. They drink it away, they work it away, they lift it away in the gym. They joke about it to make it seem smaller than it is. But silence has weight, and that weight is suffocating to many good men. Behind every number is a human being, a father, a son, a friend, a partner who thought he had to handle it all alone. Awareness isn't about memorizing statistics. It's about realizing these numbers represent real lives, real pain, and real stories that could have been different if we had just listened. Segment 2, inside the male mindset. What might be going on? Imagine being told since childhood that emotion equals weakness, that crying makes you soft, that fear makes you unmanly, that vulnerability makes you less. Over time, those lessons become walls. Men start to build entire identities around self-control and silence. They don't stop feeling, they just stop showing it. That pain doesn't vanish, it transforms. It turns into anger, workaholism, withdrawal, or even addiction. It turns into the quiet moments when they stare at the wall, wondering why they feel empty after doing everything right. Many men live inside a silent war, a battle between wanting to be understood and fearing that honesty will cost them respect. And the body keeps score. All that swallowed emotions sit in the muscles, the jaw, the chest. It shows up in tension, fatigue, or restlessness. When you're not allowed to express what's heavy, your body becomes the container until one day it can't hold it anymore. Healing begins when men realize that vulnerability isn't the opposite of strength. It's the evolution of it. It's saying, "I'm human too, and allowing that truth to be enough. Segment 3, how women can play a role. For the women listening, your role in this matters more than you may realize. Many men don't open up because they don't feel emotionally safe to. They fear judgment, ridicule, or losing respect. But emotional safety changes everything. It's not about forcing vulnerability, it's about inviting it. Instead of, "You never talk to me," try, "I've noticed you've been quiet. I'm here whenever you're ready." Instead of, "You're being distant," try, "You don't have to explain, but I'm here if you need me." The goal isn't to fix, it's to hold space. Because when a man feels seen without pressure, his walls start to soften on their own. Real connection is built through patience, consistency, and compassion. It's knowing when to listen instead of lecture. It's letting him know that emotions don't make him less, they make him real. Sometimes love isn't loud. Sometimes love is the quiet understanding that says, "You don't have to perform here. You can just be." Segment 4, how men can support themselves and each other. To every man listening right now, this part is for you. You don't have to keep fighting invisible battles in silence. You don't have to carry the weight alone. You don't have to have it all figured out to start healing. Start small. Call a friend and talk about something real. Go for a walk. Move your body. Breathe. Write down what you've never been able to say out loud. Find a therapist, a coach, or support groups that feel safe. And most importantly, check in on your brothers. Not just with, "You good?" but with, "How are you really?" Because sometimes that one question can save a life. Strength isn't pretending you're okay. It's having the courage to admit when you're not. It's choosing to heal instead of hide. Closing reflection. The strongest men I've ever met are the ones who have the courage to take off the mask and say, "I can't keep doing this alone." They're the men who cry and still show up, who love deeply even after being hurt, who keep choosing life even when it feels heavy. So, if you're listening and you're struggling, please know that your pain does not make you weak. Your sensitivity does not make you broken. Your emotions are not a burden. They're proof that you're still alive, still feeling, and still trying. And that's something to be proud of. To every man and to everyone who loves one, let's break the cycle of silence. Let's replace man up with open up. Because the world doesn't need men who hide their hearts. It needs men who heal them. Thank you for listening to Sam's Safe Space, where it is always a safe space to be you. If this episode touched you, share it with someone who might need this reminder. And if you're a man listening, I see you. I respect you. And I hope you know you don't have to carry it all by yourself anymore.